play the same game from both ends.
Even though he played so well in the wind against Roger.
Yes, in the wind it was colder against Roger. They played on Suzanne Lenglen. That court is a little heavier, a little slower, and he could hit through the court. But I still think on this court that it's good for him to not have any wind.
You said right from the start that Wawrinka is perhaps got the best chance of beating Djokovic here of any players, including Rafa.
I do. I still think that. I think that he can hit through Djokovic. He can hit through anybody if he plays well.
Here we go then. The Roland Garros final 2015. I'm glad you chose to watch it with us here on British Eurosport. It's Wawrinka who will begin. Bound to be nerves for both players. I wonder, although Djokovic is obviously vastly more experienced in these kind of conditions, whether he's feeling it a little bit more.
I think you're right. I mean, he has never won a finals here at the French Open. I think you remember that.
He's going to go for it if he sees the chance.
Yeah, he's going to have to, and I think Magnus Norman said the same thing. He's going to have to go for it, and when he has the chance to finish it, he's going to have to risk it all.
Well, if it stays like this, the quality is going to be quite phenomenal. Crowd are into it from the get-go. Right in the corner. Djokovic, has he seen something? He's looking for something. And he thinks, was it wide? Looks as if it was right in the corner. Damien Dumoussois doesn't agree. Djokovic not arguing. His confirmation. Yep, good call. It's fascinating to see Djokovic's antics then. One of the most impressive things I thought about yesterday beating Murray was the way he was so cool on court.
Yeah, unbelievable. After losing that fourth set like that and then come out and do the same thing in the fifth, but win 6-1 was incredible. Interesting how Djokovic is trying to get the ball up a little higher, spinning it a little bit more.
Break point in the opening game. It was almost a match in a rally. Phenomenal. And Djokovic staying with the pace until the very end.
Unbelievable rally. I mean, Stan Wawrinka hits the ball nearly as hard as he can at times. Important point for Wawrinka to win, I think, for the confidence.
Whoa. A howitzer. The crowd getting just what they wanted. Wawrinka stepping up to the plate and giving the ball hell.
Unbelievable shot-making skills from Stan Wawrinka. So hard.
Such an impressive start. And talk about impressive. Great news today. Lucy Safarova winning the women's doubles with Bethany Maddox-Sands after the disappointment of yesterday. Just great for them. Number 7 seed beating Casey Delacroix and Yaroslava Shvedova from a set down. It was super.
Yeah, what a great tournament for Lucy Safarova, and a great final yesterday.
Service Novak Djokovic.
A lot of people, I think, were swayed by the head-to-head that Djokovic has over Wawrinka, 17-3. But if you look closer behind that, you see the last 4 meetings in slams. Desperately close.
Yeah, definitely. 5 setters. I think they've played five setters out of 6 possible.
Interesting that Novak went for that. He was there. Real chance for Wawrinka. Djokovic loves those drop shots, but that didn't look too clever.
No, that was a strange shot by Wawrinka too. He had the time to hit that forehand.
Do you think the final set against Murray was the best set Djokovic has played in this tournament?
I do. Yes, I do. I mean, I think that the second best set was the end of the 4th. How he didn't win it, I'm not sure, because Andy Murray was magical.
But better sets than any of the 3 against Rafa.
I do think so, yes. I don't know if he played that well against Rafa, because he got a good start, of course, and then he didn't play well. Still won the first set. Second set was okay. Third set, Rafa went away. So I think he's timed it perfectly, Djokovic.
Great serving from Djokovic. It's another aspect of this tournament for him. He has served magnificently well. A lot of tweets coming in. Iron Stam against the Joker. Yeah. He certainly has looked Stan the man. Up to now. Could be a key shot, that, the backhand down the line from both of them.
From both of them, I think, yeah. And if Djokovic can get anything on it, because that time he was a bit late, if he can get something on it and make it, Stan's going to have to worry about it.
Ooh. Yeah, just long. Unusual return miss that from Djokovic.
How many free points is he going to get on the serve? I think that's key as well. And how hard does he go for it? That was a 219 kilometers an hour first serve that missed. Does he feel like he has to win 3 points, or can he set it up by making the first serve?
Just got the outside of the line. That was 210.
40-0.
Super serving from both guys, and this is already brewing into a significant contest.
Wawrinka mène.
So 2-1 Wawrinka. Yeah, looking down, but I think it was fine. Stan again laying that hammer down. Yeah, Djokovic just tapping away at his racket. The feeling isn't there at the moment.
0-30.
It must be nervy for Djokovic, because how does he win the point? He can't hit a winner against Wawrinka. It's up to Wawrinka to miss.
Missed that one. And going back to that enormous rally, and you said how important it was for Stan to win it. Just going toe to toe.
Yeah, I think it was huge for the confidence to know that he can hit through Djokovic even on the clay court, and he can stay with Djokovic. Well, he knows Wawrinka is going to just try and get the first serve back in play. So the second shot for Djokovic is key.
Stan having a look. If he got the centre line, it would only be in the slither, but it may well have got that slither.
40-30.
When Stan won in Australia, beating Rafa in the final, a lot of people were saying, oh, Rafa was injured. Does that Does that stay with you, or do you just forget that? You know, I won a Grand Slam.
I would think that you're right. I think it stays with you a little bit, the way he won it. I mean, he won it. He was so much better than Rafa in the first set and a half, and then Rafa got hurt. So I think, yeah, I think he needs to prove to the world and himself that he can win the Grand Slam.
Zéro 15.
Stan's, of course, gone through a rather public divorce, and I just wondered if some of that stayed with him. But I was talking to the Swiss guys downstairs who were commentating, and they said, no, just look at the way he played against Roger. Forget it.
Yeah,
He's not distracted.
looks like he's more determined than ever, actually.
There's the shot. That's the money shot for Wawrinka.
Quinze-30.
Wawrinka really working Djokovic over there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I thought Novak looked a little tired against Murray at times. The first day they played, he looked a little tired at the end. And also yesterday, I wonder how much he has in his tank here, Djokovic. He's going to do all the running.
Yeah, listening to you before the program on Game Set Match, you were saying that it actually might well work in Djokovic's favour that the match was protracted over 2 days. I think people might be surprised at that because Wawrinka gets a day off, but you don't see it that way.
No, I didn't. I think it's better. I think you're better off when you have to warm up in the morning and be sharp, and then you do it the next day, because that's what they do all year.
He didn't hold back, did he, at the most crucial point of the match? Djokovic felt he got a no bouncer there.
Yeah, and he nearly slipped and fell over. Not this shot, but the one before.
He's had frequent problems with his footing. Not just here in Roland Garros, but through the clay court season.
Avantage, Wawrinka. Égalité.
Serve again, doing the trick.
And when he gets his first serve in play during the tournament, he wins 80% of them, Wawrinka.
So, first moment of crisis for Wawrinka, and he comes up smelling of roses. 3-2. So, 3:30, the sun's still very much a factor. Djokovic, Mats was pointing out, was gesturing to his box, arms outstretched a bit as if to say, how do I deal with this? Always goes cross court with a drop shot. Always. On the forehand.
Yes, he does. That's a good little shot from Djokovic. Yeah, just bounced twice.
Yeah, normally defends better than that on the backhand.
That's a great play by Djokovic, though, getting the first serve in play and then able to control the rally with the second shot.
What a return. 196 the serve. And Wawrinka was onto it in a flash.
And that's rare for him to hit out on a first serve return. Usually he just blocks it back in play. Again, though, Djokovic just rolling the first serve in. I think to get Wawrinka to hit the return like he just did and still not have enough time to hit it properly.
Going to the backhand again, despite being burned the time before. Very early on, but it's got all the ingredients for another terrific clash between these two. Featured in some of the best matches in Grand Slams in recent years, these two.
Djokovic again got a little more topspin on that last backhand. It bounced up pretty high. Hard for Wawrinka to do anything when the ball is above his shoulder.
Djokovic is putting the pressure on at break point in the last Wawrinka service game. Now love 30. Whoa, what happened there? Was that the wind? It is a bit breezy, but didn't seem to do anything untoward.
Very strange shot.
So 3 break points. It looked like the technique was wrong there.
No.
Whoa, what a gift. Wawrinka head down, I think wondering what on earth happened in the last 30 seconds. He's played so well, but now the break handed to Djokovic, 4-3. So, Djokovic at 4-3. And in no pain at all behind his serve. Dropped just 5 points so far. This is some of the Djokovic that we saw in the 5th set against Murray, where he was so clinical.
He's so solid and he's so stubborn, I think, in his court positioning. He really doesn't back off at all.
Again, the arms outstretched.
15.
Very few gestures against Murray. Even the puffing of the chest, which we've seen so much, there was none of it. Even though some of the tennis he produced, well, they both produced, was sensational. He's asking a lot of himself, Wawrinka, isn't he, to hit that depth consistently from 3, 4, 5 meters behind the baseline.
Yeah, I really think he needs to, at some point, come forwards. He can't out-hit him. Bjorn Borg, Mansour Barami. At some point, he needs to come to the net, I think, Wawrinka, to shorten these points.
Djokovic is hitting his stride, and at the moment Wawrinka can't stay with him.
44.
Last night I watched the best football team in the world strutting their stuff, and it looks like the best tennis player in the world is doing the same here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you can compete with him when he plays like this. Doesn't make any unforced errors.
So Wawrinka serving to stay in the set. Might be worth a look, that one. No, Djokovic agrees it's in. Good stuff. His PR has been spectacularly good in this tournament. He's a man who's worked on his PR very strongly. He still can't quite understand, Djokovic, why he's not more loved.
32.
As loved as Federer and Rafa Nadal, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard. That's a tough competition right there.
Yeah. It's not just the slams that the others have won, it's the way they go about things. And Djokovic has learned, I think.
Premier service.
who knows, if Djokovic wins here, he could be edging up very close to those two.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I really think he's got 3 or 4 more really good years. He's still developing as a player. If he wins here, this could be the start of something. Trying to catch Rafa's 14 and even Roger's 17 majors.
Same line, and it's okay. Djokovic just making sure.
45.
Oh, yes. Best forehand of the match for Wawrinka, but has the horse bolted here. Djokovic will serve for the set.
Djokovic.
So it's just 36 minutes old. Djokovic is serving for the first set. It's interesting. I mean, Djokovic is playing well. He played well in the first 2 sets against Murray, but Murray played one bad service game in each set, and he was curtains. And it's the same really here with Wawrinka. He's not being particularly outplayed, but one shocking game.
Yeah, you can't have that against. You can't have any dips against Djokovic because he'll take advantage of it. Again, though, Wawrinka probably needs to start getting to the net a little bit.
Great anticipation from Djokovic, but not the technique that time.
This has to come forwards, Wawrinka, otherwise Djokovic's going to feel too safe at the baseline while defending.
He's got it. Another line, well, it's the same line. The other end of the court, Djokovic looking at. And he thinks this one's out. There's some space, he says, between ball and line. We can have a look at Hawkeye to see exactly what this technology would say. Oh, it's in. But umpire Dumassois says he saw a gap between ball and line.
45.
Best that Stan doesn't see Hawkeye. Yeah, well, it was not a good overhead from Novak.
No, not at all. He hit it way too short. It is a very difficult shot, though, the high forehand volley that's in between the overhead and the volley. Hard to get anything on it.
40-30.
Unlucky for Stan with that call before.
Merci.
Second set point. Did it clip the top of the net? I'm not sure it did. What a shot from Wawrinka. 2 extraordinary points. And at the moment, he survives in the set. That must have been very close to being out.
40.
Oh yeah, it did hit the top of the net.
What a shot, though.
S'il vous plaît.
She can't understand anything there.
Well, this would be some achievement and could be very significant if Wawrinka can break here.
Yeah, I think the first set is really important for Wawrinka, not so much for Djokovic, I have a feeling.
First break point for the Swiss. Great serve. 200 Ks out wide.
It doesn't even look like he's hitting that as hard as he can either. It's
Égalité.
well in control of that service motion, Djokovic.
Yeah, the serve did the job again.
Avantage, Djokovic.
So solid, Djokovic. No doubt at all in that backhand.
Yeah, listen to him now. He couldn't hold the emotion back that time. Super first set. Djokovic wins it. That's to be back for set number 3. Through in for 2. So into set number 2.
S'il vous plaît, mesdames, messieurs.
We're happy watching this, but maybe not quite as happy as these two Spaniards, Carlos Moya, Juan Carlos Ferrero.
Au service, Wawrinka.
Been to Arnaud Clément, Nicolas Escudé. The Legends doubles today. Mats has been imploring Wawrinka to move forward a little bit more. Do you think that's a key for him?
Well, I think if he could. The problem is he doesn't get too many short balls from Djokovic. I think what he needs to do perhaps with his forehand is just play a few more of them down the line, give Djokovic a little less time to react.
Oh yeah. to choose between the two of them in the first set?
No, I think just really superior serving, particularly by Djokovic. I really think he's taken his serve to new heights. It's always been a pretty good serve. And of course, just greater consistency from Djokovic. See there, the first ball that Wawrinka got, I think he should have hit that one down the line, because Djokovic is just running these down cross court. In fact, he was waiting for that. Whereas the first point, he did go down the line. He's got the biggest shot on court, Wawrinka, with his forehand.
Sometimes with his backhand too.
Yes, it's no slouch.
Come on, come on.
And against Federer, he was just brilliant with the backhand. He had 22 with the forehand, 22 forehand winners against Federer's 6. And we all know how good Federer's forehand is.
It didn't look good. He should be able to draw strength from the Australian Open final of last year, of course, where he was comfortably second best in the first set, lost it 6-2, but came in at the end 9-7 in the fifth. Won his only slam so far. Much needed. Break point averted.
So 15 aces against Tsonga.
Avantage, Wawrinka.
That was a Djokovic-type rally, which Wawrinka won. Oh, perfect. Super game for Wawrinka then. To go a set and a break down to Djokovic. This thing's very tough indeed. First set stats, yes, look at those stats for Djokovic on serve. Wawrinka just being picked off the second serve, particularly in that 7th game where he really did let it slip. Djokovic, a model of consistency, just 7 winners, but just 7 unforced errors.
Yes, he doesn't make many of them, therefore surprising that he missed the one in the last game with Wawrinka hitting the ball down the middle of the court.
Perfect depth again from Djokovic.
Yes, just that wee suggestion of a wrong footer. So Wawrinka couldn't get his feet organized. The way he hits his backhand, he really has to have them well established, well set on the ground.
4 aces each. Yeah. Well, he is so far back, he's always going to be vulnerable for the drop shot.
Yes, it just amazes me. I mean, look at him here. This is where he was standing for Djokovic's second serve. He's not going to hurt Djokovic with a return from there. Second of those backhand drop shots he's played, and he does. It's his signature shot, or one of them.
Wawrinka lashing at the ball there.
Yes, I think he was a little surprised by the much flatter ball that Djokovic had hit there, because Djokovic has hit a lot of balls which have given the net a lot of clearance, and suddenly flattening it.
Yeah, well left. Both these men in their 11th Roland Garros. Djokovic, of course, twice a finalist. Wawrinka last year lost first round to Guillermo Garcia Lopez. Only the second Swiss man ever to make the final here. I think you can guess who was the first.
Yes, he was a bit slow in his approach to that. As a result, he had to play it very low to the ground, and hitting it quite as hard as he did, it was always going to be difficult to bring it back in.
Very much a 40 love shot, that one. So Wawrinka holds with some ease there. And leads 2-1. So Djokovic at 1-2. Again, Wawrinka pushed right back on that second serve.
Yes, and couldn't curl the racket head over the ball there. Had to play it pretty flat. So lost a bit of control. Rightly judged a forced error.
Yeah, dealt with that very well.
Almost a smile on Wawrinka's face, having dealt with the drop shot. he was able to play it virtually above the height of the net. So there was no real difficulty with that. Again, moving further back for the second serve.
This is meat and drink for Djokovic. He'll love this.
And I always think when he makes a good volley and a winning volley, it's so reassuring for him. Well, he hammers one down the line. Djokovic looking up at his camp and gesturing. I don't know whether it's wind or what he was gesturing about. There's a fair bit of wind, but it's hardly disturbing.
Ooh. Now then. Wawrinka with break point.
Well, he went out wide last time he was down break point. It's his favoured serve, but he didn't use it much against Murray. Tended to go down the middle.
It's another of his hallmarks, isn't it, Djokovic? He plays those big points so well.
Yes, you've got to take your hat off to him, even if it is sunny, because he keeps such a good length. Just inside the baseline, his backhand.
Well played. Was it the right time to play the drop shot?
I wouldn't have thought so. And he doesn't play many cross-court drop shots. It's almost as if he got tired of hitting big ground strokes, which is most unlike Djokovic.
Well, we know his backhand's a lot better than that.
Yes, he didn't leave himself enough room in the end. He had to play it quite close to his body, so he just got his footwork wrong.
No. Can you stay with Novak and rallies like that? Time after time. That's what's needed if he's going to win this title.
Absolutely. Djokovic at the end of the rally putting his arm up in the air,
Djokovic.
suggesting really something severely overcome. Severe test, in other words.
Another important game. 2-2. Big day in Switzerland. I understand it's the Swiss Cup final, and Roger Federer is watching his team Basel play in the Swiss Cup final. But you can see that phone in front there. Just imagine what he's looking at. Beaten in the quarter-final here. Oh, cool as a cucumber.
Well, there was a time a little bit like Djokovic where Wawrinka was very vulnerable at the net, didn't really enjoy volleying at all. But we saw in the Davis Cup final last year in the doubles there, where he was the outstanding player, how much his volleying has improved. Swiss beat the French to win the Davis Cup for the first time.
Second double.
Yes, they're not men who serve many double faults. Pretty conservative second serves. 6 against Tsonga. Djokovic 2 against Murray.
Mats was saying that he thinks playing yesterday, even though it was at set and a half, will help Djokovic. But a lot of other people are saying Stan gets the extra day's rest. That'll be an advantage. How do you see it?
I don't see it as a real disadvantage for Djokovic.
Wawrinka
3-2, second set. Just to pursue that concept about the extra half day's play that Djokovic had, you don't think it'll harm him? Do you think that Stan gets a little bit extra from having the day off?
I think he does. I don't think it'll harm Djokovic, only because I think there is so much at stake for Djokovic, and I think therefore he will have felt more pressure yesterday, obviously, than Wawrinka without a match, and that could detract. But given just what is at stake for him here, I think he overcomes it because of the goal that he set himself. Two of the people, of course, who won the Australian and come on to win the French are both here. Mats Wilander in '88 and Jim Courier in '92, the last two who have done it. In other words, the last two who gave themselves a chance of winning the calendar Grand Slam. Rod Laver, obviously, the last to do it in '69. It's the one down the line, and it is massive. I mean, he has got, I think, the strongest arm in the game.
Yeah, there was a lot of arm in that.
Just getting it wrong, trying to do a bit with the service return. He was onto it. Wasn't the fastest of Djokovic's serves. Djokovic is onto the line, but again, Wawrinka, I think, has got to stand up nearer the baseline to hurt Djokovic on these second serves. That one lobbed in at 130 Ks.
Oh, ferocious hitting from Wawrinka, but Djokovic took it until that final shot.
Wawrinka at times is put like a butcher, tenderizing meat with these hammer blows, whether it's forehand, backhand. Losing a serve percentage here, but of course with Wawrinka again so far back, he's not going to hurt him on the return. Oops.
That wasn't in the script, and another knowing look up to his box. Break point for Wawrinka, but he's 0 out of 3 and break points so far. Back he goes again. Djokovic in charge of the rally, really, from the return.
Yeah, it takes a lot of skill when you're that far back to hit the ball back deep when you're returning. So Djokovic can dictate. I don't think he's missed one of these in the tournament. He's developed a very good blocked return, has Wawrinka, even though that one, of course, sailed so long. But he used it a lot against Federer and Tsonga to get himself back into the point. Santana of old used to do that.
It was the first smash that was his downfall. It wasn't good enough, and the second lob from Djokovic was super.
Yes, just can't quite conclude the point. So he lets Djokovic back into it. He had Djokovic on the ropes, and Djokovic slipping past him. Two big shots down the line created the opening for Wawrinka.
0.
Perfect balance. Textbook. Got it.
Just looking at stats on their epic matches, the last 4 epic matches they've had, whoever's won the first set in 3 out of 4 of these matches, whoever's won the first set has lost the match.
These new balls have given Wawrinka a real zest, I think, yeah.
Yes, he's just got it. Fantastic shot.
45.
Wawrinka would have been proud of that.
Yes, beautifully done on the stretch, of course, as he's so capable of doing, anchoring himself eventually on that left leg.
Got to be careful. 40 loves very quickly become 40-30.
Yes, that's where the opening was down the line again. No harm in repeating it.
So good at getting opponents on the move.
And he could really add some salt to the wound here if he should win this point.
He was doing that gesture a lot against Murray, particularly in the dark. That first night. Couldn't see it well, but it's a wonderful seeing day today. Not a cloud in the sky. Yes, Wawrinka knew he got himself into trouble there, gets himself out of it, and leads 4-3. So, no breaks. Few break points in this set. But the serve has come up with the goods when it's mattered. It's a bunt.
Yes, he had to virtually genuflect there and play that so low to the ground. He just waited for the ball to come to him. Still a bit of spice in these balls. They're just 1 game old. nice to hear the apology from Djokovic, Stan. It was also nice to hear Wawrinka at the change of ends say please to the ball boy, asking for more water.
Yep, once it checked, moving forward purposefully. Damien Dumussois down.
No.
Out it is.
Well, his serving has certainly slipped here, Djokovic. If Wawrinka doesn't take advantage somewhere shortly, he's not going to take any advantage at all, surely.
Making absolutely sure he didn't make a mistake then, Djokovic. He seems to be having trouble with the sun that end, particularly from the left court.
Yeah, since the start of the match, he's been trying to, without a cap, trying to judge his ball toss. Finally.
Premier service.
Wawrinka thinks it's out. Damien Dumussois. Out it is. Djokovic disappointed because Wawrinka was hitting him with everything again and it was coming back.
Yes, it was a wonderful piece of retaliation, really, by Djokovic. Understand his disappointment. It was a winning shot.
Can he improve on those stats?
Avantage, Wawrinka.
Oh,
Yeah, looked out.
yes. Djokovic moving away from it. Out it is.
Je pense qu'il est un peu masqué par le joueur, mais elle est bien derrière. Je pense qu'il est un peu masqué par le joueur, mais elle est bien derrière.
He's a French-speaking Swiss, of course, Wawrinka, as opposed to Federer.
Which helps with the crowd.
Yeah.
And of course, with the umpire too. Not that he'd be favouring either of them. Doesn't do him any harm there. And the drop shot is his undoing.
He looks so casual as he plays those shots, Djokovic, and yet look at what is at stake for him. Right, brilliant. Oops.
He should get a warning for that. But he should warn himself. He's a sucker for those drop shots at the moment.
Yes, he's not quite in a different arrondissement when he plays it, but he's too far back. Yes, he doesn't miss any of the returns as a result. But he's not hurting Djokovic enough.
No warning.
Well, I talked about him tenderizing meat. He's tenderized the net.
He's got to get his act together here. Oh, yeah.
The 17th stroke of the rally, just gets one a little shorter and is able to butcher it down the line. Just look at that grip. How he hangs onto the racket, I don't know. Just a little surprised by the speediness of that second serve. 173.
Yes, he's doing nothing on Wawrinka's second serve this set. Stands won 8 out of 9 of them.
It's a rare kicker, of course. He's got one of the best kick serves in the game.
But nothing to show for it at the moment, but he's on top in this match at the moment. Being just outplayed a little in the first set. Not by much. Winning his service games much more easily than Djokovic. I know that could count for nothing, but that's the way it is at the moment. 5-4. So Djokovic then at 4-5, serving to stay in this second set. Had to save break points in his last 3 service games. He's done so.
Can't blame the sun from this end.
It was a late call.
Yes.
Hence the consternation. An agreement where the ball landed. There you can see away from the line.
15-0.
Of course, another aspect of standing as far back as that is that Djokovic can play the angles. I wonder if Wawrinka at some stage is going to try and drop shot Djokovic, get his own back.
Saw a shot of Patrick Mouratoglou, the coach we've been hearing from for the fortnight. He had a sneaking suspicion that Stan was going to do very well here. Any more of that, and he certainly will. Thumbs up from Djokovic. Hands together for the rest of us.
Well, this is that's the sort of tennis he was playing against Federer. It's brilliant stuff. I mentioned 22 forehand winners, 6 backhand winners.
Purple patch, can he turn it to his advantage? He's 2 points from the set, Wawrinka.
And again, he's got to remember where he struck these winners. Backhand down the line, now this massive forehand. Djokovic looking for the cross court.
Sort of sickly smile from Djokovic there. And yet again, for the 4th service game in a row, he's got to save the break point. But of course, this one is set point. Amazing. Djokovic shatters his racket. Wawrinka takes the set. It is 1-set-all. And Mats will be back for set number 3. Time's been called. Djokovic is not moving. He says it's still too wet. Nothing wet about the way that Wawrinka finished that second set. Wasn't that sensational?
Unbelievable. I'm amazed at how many big shots he can hit in a row. It's incredible. Interesting to see if Djokovic has to change something in his game. He will not be quite as passive as he is.
Fruit pointed out that he just wasn't serving as well as he had been. That was getting Wawrinka into it. And he was doing nothing on Wawrinka's second serve. I think Wawrinka dropped just 1 point behind his second serve in the set.
Amazing.
One set all. Could this one go all the way? It's got all the ingredients to. The last Roland Garros men's final that went 5 sets back in 2004. Gaston Gaudio and Correa.
Интересно, что было с Джоковичем, то что удара справа во втором сете не наблюдалось.
Oh yeah, measured to perfection.
You would think that Djokovic maybe he's going to start playing a little more aggressively here early on in the third set at least, so he doesn't have to do as much running.
By taking time away from Wawrinka. Not like that though.
So interesting when I was at the Davis Cup finals in Lille and the Severin Luthi, he really did say, well, we're not worried about Stan. He's going to play his best tennis on Sunday after 1 singles, 1 doubles, and then a 5-set singles match. Just gets better and better the longer the match goes.
But he's playing Djokovic, and Djokovic tends to get better the longer the match goes.
As well, for sure.
He's setting him up at the moment. .213, that one.
Wow.
Quickest today, 218. 213, 132 miles an hour. Wawrinka ahead. Of course, Wawrinka has won the title here. Won the boys' title back in 2003. Who was the last one, Mats, who won the juniors and seniors?
Before,
if Stan does it today, who do you think the last fella to do that was? It's you.
I'm assuming it must be me then. Really, that's the last one. So
Yep.
they haven't really.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
There are the stats. Look at that. 89% second serve points won by Wawrinka. Djokovic is not taking a handle on that.
No, that's incredible that he has more winning points on the second serve than the first serve. Gives him all kinds of options.
Merci.
Dealt with that well too. He's having mixed success, Djokovic, with these drop shots.
I mean, it's starting to feel like Djokovic doesn't quite know what to do about the situation.
Yeah, how about a little net play?
That's two great volleys by Djokovic.
Wow. Unforced error count is mounting. And this is Novak Djokovic.
He's definitely rushed here by Wawrinka. I mean, that's a bad miss.
Two break points. Oh, super point. This is the best of the match right here.
It's such a clever move by Djokovic. That's an unbelievable forehand cross-court. But here comes from all the way back. He's got good feel at the net, Djokovic.
That's why he's the world #1. Rallies identical to that one.
So well played by Djokovic. It's just a backhand that opened up the court. That's a tricky low backhand down the line.
And the backhand down the line does the trick for Wawrinka. Just looking at the flags, it does look as if the breeze has got up. I don't know if it's having a big effect down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's definitely coming from a different direction, at least on the flags. Usually it goes the other way.
Yeah, it's easterly wind at the moment. Wawrinka poised again. He's taking no chances.
Djokovic.
Out of trouble. Will that be a significant game? It looked like the momentum might be firmly going Wawrinka's way, but Djokovic held him.
Yeah, I think that was a big game. Hopefully, for Wawrinka's sake, it doesn't make a big difference, but it seemed like Djokovic could have gotten really upset there. This backhand here is unbelievable, how you can hit it that hard from above your shoulder. Really only Wawrinka that can do that with a one-handed backhand in the world.
Nope, just long.
Yeah, I can understand the disappointment. It's never easy, but that was there for Djokovic to make. Wawrinka was so close to the net.
It's one of those that obviously felt perfect off the racket. He couldn't believe it was called. That might have been wide, that serve, but Djokovic didn't argue about it. Another mighty blow, 204 Ks. Wawrinka in front. 2-1, third set.
Wawrinka mène 2-1.
Crowd are loving this. Just the match they hoped it would be. Haven't we had a great last few days of tennis? First week was full of very good stories. not necessarily great tennis, but amazing stories. But the last 3 days, here on the Chatrier court anyway, it's come alive.
Yeah, no, really been amazing tournament, I think, the whole way through.
Oh, yes. Is he playing too much? I don't know.
I mean, that's...
When you see that, no.
Yeah, no, not really. Yes, he is. Great call, Simon.
There seem to be a lot of them at the moment.
Yeah, that's a tough one also. When you're trying to hit a drop shot off of your opponent's slice, much easier to do it off of a topspin shot coming at you.
Does look tired. Djokovic can do tired very well, and then 20 minutes later he looks as fresh as a daisy. So we're not fooled, but he did look tired there. Ruling rally for Wawrinka though. Awkward move, maybe the wind. Doesn't look fluent.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling a little bit right now, I think. But he does come up with the big serves when he needs them so far.
Djokovic at last has a service game in which he doesn't have to save break point. He's had break point on the last 5 times he's served. Of course, lost the set. That's the only time he has been broken. But he's not had an easy ride at all on serve.
No, I don't know. He's gesturing a little bit in the previous game that the ball is starting to come up higher, bounce higher. Usually when the temperature gets up there, starts bouncing higher. Free points become so important the longer this match goes on to save some energy.
He's the one with the authority right now.
0.
It's up to him, really. It's for Wawrinka to either win it or lose it. I think Djokovic is not going to change much. Nice.
Djokovic can't dream of service games like this at the moment.
Makes it look so simple sometimes for Wawrinka. He's got good technique at the net as well.
Yeah, right now, Djokovic is looking decidedly second best. But still no breaks in set number 3. 3-2 Wawrinka. Wawrinka is getting double the amount of winners of Djokovic, 36-18. Perhaps that's not as surprising as the stat on unforced errors. Dead level, 28-28. You'd think Djokovic would be way down on Wawrinka on unforced errors.
Yeah, you really would, yeah. It doesn't feel like he's missing that much, Djokovic, but he's in a little bit of trouble here, it feels like.
Wow. Right on the line. Listen to the crowd.
Yeah, you can really hear the crowd when he starts loading up for that backhand cross court.
Djokovic, well, you can see him. Was that a gesture of despair? It looked like it might have been. What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what an unbelievable shot. Just at the right time, too, because he mustn't put that ball just back in play.
Merci.
This is championship stuff. But surely he has to convert now. He's dominated this set, but he's got nothing to show for it up until now.
Yeah, no, he needs to break here. And the easiest time to break somebody is the first break point.
He's got it. Magnificent game, the best game of the match. One of the best games of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see how desperate Djokovic is when he throws in that drop shot, because at love 40, you don't really want to give the game away. And that's a gift.
Well, we saw Roger Federer at the football match watching Basel play in the cup final, but having an eye on the phone, he knows how it feels. He took the brunt of those shots in the quarter-final. Was it? Yeah, Wawrinka, sure he's seen the mark. Djokovic is okay too.
Tried to shorten that point, Djokovic. I mean, what do you do? He's going to have to do something, as in shortening the point to come forwards. Stop hitting the drop shot.
At the moment, he's being manhandled.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's how do you make Djokovic look this mediocre? It's incredible.
This is Djokovic.
Well, that's always a dangerous tactics against Djokovic. And you wonder what made him think he should serve and volley. I did see Mrs. Djokovic before walking around. She left the match for a little bit, and we were joking with her and saying that she doesn't really care, or what are you doing? And she said her stress level was too high. She couldn't deal with it. She said,
imagine,
yeah.
Is he a bit slap happy? Djokovic hasn't lost a match since the birth of their child. 28 successive wins. Steady stand.
Oh, that was such a big point. It's incredible how Djokovic knows at that time Stan is not going to serve and volley, and just chips the return back in play.
I think the adrenaline is just careering around his body.
That's what happened against Tsonga in the semi-finals as well. He was ahead, he double faulted twice out of nowhere.
Premier service.
Too cavalier, surely. It has gone to his head. And Djokovic has break point. Great way to save it. What a serve.
Unbelievably pinpoint accuracy on the serve, and then not overhitting the next shot.
Two 15Ks. 134 miles an hour. Djokovic looks back at his camp. He needs a bit of help right now. Stan the man is in charge. 5-2. On Philippe Chatrier court. It's a hot ticket, this one. Novak Djokovic going for history, but at the moment being bossed around by Stan Wawrinka. Crowd having the time of their life. Djokovic serving through that, serving to stay in set number 3. Serve and volley.
He's going to try and do something to mix up the pace and take the... I don't know what you do. You give Wawrinka a target maybe, but serving a volley on the second serve is a strange choice. First serve maybe.
Oh, no! They hardly got off the ground, that one. Round the net post. Just have a look at this.
Wow.
That is shocking. Yeah, Kim Kleister's not the only one. Very impressed. Stan getting some of his own medicine.
So good again from Djokovic. Not sure it's intentional, but he surely is shortening the points up, that's for sure.
So Djokovic holds. And now, well, it couldn't be any more crucial. Wawrinka, who'd been a set down, now serving to go a set up. Look at those stats. Good luck, Novak.
Merci.
Takes the pressure off a bit.
Well, it's good with a bit of help when you're serving for 2-1 lead in the French Open final. Djokovic a little flat right now.
Another monster backhand.
the ability to just inject extra 10, 15 miles per hour is incredible.
Right now, Novak just can't stay with him. It's too big, just like it was for Federer. The set goes to Wawrinka. Mats will be back to set number 5 if Novak can take us that far. Fru's joined us for set number 4. It was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it, through the end of the third set for Wawrinka? And yet when I look at them there, I keep thinking it's Novak Djokovic. Beware.
There's always that. I think actually I've got to reassess the question you asked me earlier about him playing yesterday. It seems to me that after about an hour and 3/4 I saw in Djokovic's face. Of course, it was a combination of Wawrinka playing better. It was just a look about Djokovic, and I think where it's affected him most is on his serve. He hasn't had enough free points, whereas on the contrary, Wawrinka has looked stronger and stronger. I mean, the man is a bull. He's an ox on the court. And I'm not being derogatory when I say that. It's in the finest sense of the word. He's as strong as a bull, and he's just making shot after shot.
It really was fabulous. The end of that third set. Can he keep it going?
This would be Herculean if Djokovic could get out of this.
So many times Djokovic has been able to do just that. Remember that US Open final against Federer? But he was, your word, Fru, bullied in that third set. And he's been bullied for a lot of this match. Nothing changes.
No, and look where he's taking the second serve from now. When I was last year, he was still taking them way back. He changed that a couple of times in the last set. And here he is taking them inside the baseline.
Djokovic has been trying a few things, hasn't he? Serving and volleying a little bit at the end of that third set. It wasn't particularly successful.
Very surprising, in fact. Maybe just an attempt to shorten the points because he's not getting the service winners. He's not getting the aces.
Played.
It's a rare short ball from Wawrinka here, just a little slice so he can take quick advantage of it.
Well, heads-up play from Djokovic. Mentally still very much in this, but Fru's raised the question mark about physically, but then we've done that a few times with Novak Djokovic, and he's ended up surprising us.
Yes, I mean, those first service points won by Djokovic, 56%. That's very, very low, given his high serve percentage. No aces, so there are no really free points for him.
Greg back in the studio. Yeah, will it go the same? At the moment, it's looking less likely. We've seen him looking almost spent. I mean, remember Australia, where he looked like he was a candidate for the Red Cross, and he came back and played extraordinarily well. But there's a sort of flatness there. He was almost cramping. There's a sort of flatness about him at the moment. Too much.
Well, it's got to be these sort of points that help him to feel that he can. I'm sure he still feels that way, that he can still win the match, but to really get back into it, they've got to be these errors from Wawrinka, almost an overconfidence. Remember, this is a man who's won a major before.
Serve volley from Wawrinka. Djokovic saw him and couldn't do anything about it.
Yes, had to make it. Took a lot of pace off. Wasn't as big a kick as he can get from that serve.
That was a tester. Again, Wawrinka at the net, but this time much better from Djokovic. And here's break point.
Yes, keeps this low. It's still a volley that Wawrinka should have made. He's hardly missed a volley other than the one earlier here. Not easy.
Wow. Djokovic pumps his fist rather gently. But that was out of left field. We did not see that coming at all.
Totally against the grain, totally against the run of play. A little gesture from Wawrinka afterwards, sort of hand slapped down as if to say, what a waste. And that's exactly what it was.
Forward again.
Yes, he's overdoing the drop shots, is Djokovic. Had earlier success with them. Doesn't want to relent here. He wants to stay on top. He knows just how dangerous Wawrinka is.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it tiredness? I don't know, but he's throwing in more and more of these drop shots.
It is very often a sign of tiredness. The great Australian coach Hopman used to maintain that. He said it was really the equivalent of trying to serve an ace on serve, trying to shorten the point. That's poor from Djokovic.
Yeah, no wonder he's furious with himself.
Alter.
He's been making those, well, throughout the third set.
Yeah. Djokovic at times just collapsing a bit on the serve. He needs to be keeping that left arm up a little longer, sticking his chest out when making the shot. I think serving to the backhand would help him to remedy that. Apology for the net court.
Super finish.
Yeah, it's really flattening it.
40-30.
Nowhere near the longest rally, which I think was 39 strokes.
Well, he could be doing it again, but Wawrinka's led him back in this. Djokovic leads 3-love.
Asseyez-vous très rapidement, s'il vous plaît, merci.
Still get the feeling it's Wawrinka's to win and lose. He didn't do too well at the start of this fourth set, but so consistently he's been overpowering Djokovic.
Yes, it was almost a case of naivety and or overconfidence, if those two can be combined.
Well, there was a period when they were working those drop shots, but that's a little while ago now. Oh, great return.
Yeah, stark contrast to the first point. Given away with a drop shot here, a terrific serve, and it's returned with great interest.
Still surprisingly few gestures of frustration from Djokovic. Normally he would be creating after a shot like that. It's almost as if Wawrinka's got all the adrenaline and Djokovic has got hardly any. And Wawrinka really was his own worst enemy at the start of this set. He's now going to have to work his way back in this.
Well, this is where a lot of more shots played down the line since the first set reaped some reward as well for Wawrinka, because Djokovic was looking for that, where earlier he was going cross court, Djokovic was waiting for it. He's got the line, but the long line.
Yeah, Wawrinka slapping his thigh. It was a rather lame return, wasn't it?
And at least Djokovic gives it everything he's got, because if he doesn't hit it as well as that, he's going to lose the point, because Wawrinka will have his backhand down the line.
Oh, what a shot. Perfect timing.
Yes, it's just immensely strong, technically so good. That right shoulder in perfect position.
An unusual error from Djokovic. Even on a day like today, that was a horrible time to throw in a shot like that. 2 break-back points. He outdid Djokovic in his own game. In the end, Djokovic looked very tired for that final shot. One more nail maybe in his coffin. Wawrinka breaks back. Well, they came here expecting a kind of history. Djokovic aiming for that one title to elude him. Stefan Franzen there, the head man. But they're witnessing simply breathtaking tennis from Stan Wawrinka. He's behind in the set, but seems like he's in front in the set. New balls. Moved well there, Djokovic. And always we look at him very closely, but he does look tired.
Yes, he certainly has the opportunity. There wasn't the underspin on that, so he could get to it, but inevitably too, going cross court, and of course players waiting for backhand volleys. Not really troubling Wawrinka. Well, he jackknifed there as he played that one. Got to make that extra bit of movement as well on his two-handed side. Wawrinka with his single-hander got that extra reach. Probably gives him at least a foot and a bit of extra reach.
Wawrinka has got Djokovic exactly where he wants him. It's his to win or lose now.
Yes, there's still some very startling points from Djokovic, but it's a matter of winning the important ones. Not quite doing enough of that.
And there's too much of that. 3 games in a row for Wawrinka.
Wawrinka's just got to cut out. Remember when he was ahead, he just saw earlier on here in this set too, just played a few unconventional shots. He's got to make it pretty straightforward. That's powerful enough.
First ace of the set for Djokovic, only his 6th in the match. Just a fraction slow across.
Yes, I'm not actually sure too. Having served an ace, his best serve, as I've pointed out, generally to the left court is a big serve out wide. Yet he kicks it. He knows Wawrinka is going to get it back.
Too good. Much too good. He's beating up on Djokovic just like he did against Federer.
Yes, again, Djokovic can't be sure now where he's going to play this, so he's looking for the down the line. Gets a little wrong-footed and has to stretch just too far.
Listen to the crowd. It's a quite wondrous performance this from Stan Wawrinka. And remember who he's playing. The world number 1. 28 successive matches he's won. 5 successive titles he's won. Well played.
Out 40.
Andy Roddick saying unreal tennis, yeah, but most of it from one guy at the moment who still has break point. Got it! Maybe that's the moment where he gets some life back.
Well, it seemed like the Swiss flag was going to be flying, seeing Wawrinka launch himself into this.
40.
Telescopic, elastic.
Premier service.
So I'd like to see him going down the middle with these.
There you are, for it.
Now it should be to the backhand. That's hard to use the serve.
Djokovic.
Whoa. Well, Andy Murray turned his match against Djokovic around for a while with one amazing rally, and maybe that volley after that amazing rally has done the same for Djokovic.
Djokovic mène 4-2-3.
Now the crowd on their feet for Novak Djokovic. They want to see a fifth set here. That's the runners from the previous game. Never mad about the distance run, but there certainly was a lot here. Wawrinka, for the most part, has been making Djokovic do the moving. We really did have some quite excellent rallies in that game. Just wonder if it's turned it around. Crowd all for Nole right now.
Well, it was a wonderful climax to that last game from Djokovic. How inspirational is it? I don't think it's going to unsettle Wawrinka.
Merci.
Not an auspicious start. Now Good rally, but another mistake from Wawrinka.
Yes, good defense by Djokovic. He almost had to play one of his backhands on one leg. Got disjointed. As Wawrinka wrong-footed him.
This is a shocker.
Yes, it's not tiredness, that's for sure.
Maybe it's the enormity of what he looked like he was about to achieve. It's got to him. And Djokovic has got a lifeline here to take this into a fifth set. Boris Becker, who strangely never won a tournament on clay. Becker, one of the first to applaud Djokovic for his effort there, even though it wasn't successful.
Yes, and in Becker's defense, it's a little bit like Andy Murray. Of course, they didn't play any of the lesser tournaments. One of the reasons that people like that did not win any clay court tournaments.
So how big a point is this next one?
Well, if he can deliver another at well over 200 Ks, it might just rock Djokovic into a short reply or no reply at all.
Called out, but I'm not sure it was.
Good, and it's a late call, Novak.
Yep, given the point, and Djokovic, to his credit, not standing around to argue. It was a late call. Wawrinka gets the point. 3 break points saved.
Yes, 2-1-3 Ks on that.
What a match. Haven't we been privileged from Friday onwards to see some quite exceptional tennis on this court?
Yes, which included the men's doubles yesterday. Zadig and Melo, one of the best matches of the fortnight.
And how well did Wawrinka play to get out of that? It looked like Novak was on his case.
And just in case you thought it was tiredness, even though I didn't with Wawrinka, the very fact that he was able to come up with those huge serves, indicating that there's a lot of life and muscle left in him.
Clock ticking up to the 3-hour mark.
This could be a little reaction here after saving the last game. Yeah, well out.
That's wide. And Wawrinka had read it because he knows that Novak always goes across court with that shot.
This is a very skillful return drop shot by Wawrinka. You can see it bounces sideways, doesn't bounce towards Djokovic, which would have made it easier.
Guga, who will give the prize, but to who? Oh, he hasn't forgotten it. And Djokovic hung his head as that one was ripped past him.
15-30.
It's all on Stan's racket, isn't it?
Yes, trying to move the mountain with one shot.
Oh. Quite sublime. What a wonderful action shot that is. And it gives him break point, and he will of course serve for the title if he gets it. Well played.
Well done. That's a shock tactic. What a rarity. He hasn't had to play too many forehand volleys against Wawrinka.
It's a wand once more, that racket.
Well, once bitten by the shock tactic of the serve and volley, he wasn't going to be bitten a second time.
Second break point. Oh, what a way to get the break. You have to feel for Djokovic. He did nothing wrong then. But perhaps that was the best of them all at the moment of them all. So Wawrinka serving for the match. Can he hold his nerve? He has looked nerveless throughout this. Just got a bit carried away at the start of his set, but he's blasted his way back to this situation where he serves for it all. And that makes life easier.
So much.
15-0.
No, just missed it. He's not going to stop swinging, is he?
Nor should he. You remember how he pulverized Nadal in the Australian. Since his greater concentration on shots down the line, he's been that much more punishing.
Time to regroup. What nerves.
Yes, and again the fact that he can unleash these far bigger serves than Djokovic just makes it that little bit more comfortable for him.
Dominating, as he has done for the vast majority of the 3 hours and 9 minutes we've been going. Stan Wawrinka, a point away from his second Grand Slam title. No, it's a late call. And it's long. Whoa. Just for a moment he thought he'd won. Good on you, Novak.
Yes, every time he's stretched Wawrinka wide, Wawrinka's played that cross-court slice. If he could play it down the line, it would be that much trickier for Djokovic in the forehand volley.
He guessed right. And didn't he make it count?
Well, the net court seemed to sit up and benefit Wawrinka. It was just amazing anticipation by Djokovic. Not only did he hit the backhand for a clean winner, he had time in one motion really to apologize to Wawrinka for the net court.
Égalité.
Normally in situations like this, he's so unforgiving.
Yes, that's uncharacteristic.
Avantage. Wawrinka.
Yeah, he's there. A double Grand Slam champion. Great to see from Novak. They've been in some super tussles, and that was another one of them. But Novak's dream of 4 successive slams, of the slam that he's never won, it's gone. Beaten in the end pretty comprehensively by Stan Wawrinka.
Runner-up of the 2015 French Open, Novak Djokovic.
3 finals in the last 4 years, and he's come up short each time. No Rafa in the final this time, instead an inspired Swiss. And now a few words from the players. First by Novak. This might be tough.
Alors, bonjour à tout le monde. Je voudrais, je parle très court parce que je parle pas bien français encore, mais je veux dire.
Saying he'll be short.
Félicitations à Stan et son équipe, son famille.
Just about speak enough French to get through this, but congratulations to Stan
pour moi de parler
and his family.
Mais je dois dire que
saying it's not easy to speak now.
Quelque chose qui sont plus importantes des victoires, et ça c'est le caractère et le respect.
Saying there's more important things in life than victories on the tennis court.
Tu es un grand champion avec grand cœur et tu mérites ce titre.
Saying that there are things like respect, and you deserve your win today because of the respect that you have shown.
Enfin, je voudrais remercier mon équipe, mon famille, mon femme.
Looking back at his team and his family.
Toute l'équipe pour soutien. À vous,
thanking his team for all the support.
Public français, public de tout le monde qui est venu ici et fait cette.
Now for the crowd, the French crowd, who gave him that standing ovation. All the people who came today make this tournament incredible.
J'ai continué à prouver de gagner cette trophée ici. Je reviens prochaine année. Merci beaucoup.
Saying he's going to do his very best to win the trophy, including next year.